Welcome, acolytes. Today I'm reacting to Asmongold's Steam situation. Now, you may think, hey, Steam, I know that. And I also know that I use it pretty often. And I do. And because I do, I actually wanna look at this and see what it's all about, just because, well, F it. I'm just gonna look it up for Asmongold because there is a lot of corporate talk that I just don't understand or don't maybe misinterpreted. So yeah, gonna do it this way. It's safer. So let's start. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know.
Steam's new AI rules will open the floodgates to a river of shit. So this happened. Oh, it just happened today. Oh, this is great. I didn't know this. I'm just looking at which one I should read through. We'll look at PC Gamer. How about that? Last year, after a developer declared Steam wouldn't accept any game that used AI, Valve clarified, and let's take a look at what Valve actually said. Valve is scrutinizing games with AI assets on Steam. So this is originally, right? It says avoiding copyright violation is the developer's responsibility. True.
Yep.
Valve clarified it was working through how to integrate it into our already existing review policies, and our review process is a reflection of current copyright law and policies, not an added layer of our opinion. As these laws and policies evolve over time, so will our process. That's smart. Another step for the process has been taken as Valve released a new statement addressing AI content on Steam. Okay, so this just happened. This was yesterday. Okay, let's read it. Back in June, we shared that while our goal continues to be shipping as many games as possible on Steam, we needed to have some time to learn about the fast-moving and legally murky space of AI technology.
And by the way, I'm going to interrupt now because I think that if Valve saves their asses, this makes a lot of sense, because they should. A lot of people depend on them. And don't get me wrong, I think that Valve should actually get another competitor. Not just Epic Games, but, you know.
Especially given Steam's worldwide reach. So basically, they just didn't want to have AI stuff on their platform because they didn't want to be held accountable for it. Sorry, I'll zoom in for you guys.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
Is that
makes
better?
sense, yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah.
Today, after spending the last few months learning more about the space and talking with game developers, we are making changes to how we handle games that use AI technology. This will enable us to release the vast majority of games that use it. First, we are updating the content survey that developers fill out whenever they submit to Steam. The survey now includes an AI disclosure section. While you need to describe how you're using AI in development and execution of your game, it separates AI usage in games into two broad categories. Pre-generated, any content, any type of content, art code that's created with the help of AI tools during development. Under the Steam distribution agreement, you agree to promise Valve that your game will not include infringing content. Okay, so basically, all right, this makes sense. So what Valve is basically making people do is they're making people effectively indemnify themselves or take accountability for what they're uploading. So it's like an added layer of separation of accountability that Valve now has people that confirm our AI, the AI stuff that's on our platform, the developers confirmed through a contract was not illegal. So yeah, this is an incredibly smart decision, and this is a very legally intelligent thing to do from everything I know, right? Which is not a lot, but I mean, there's a reason why every platform has something like this, right?
Yeah,
and so yeah,
makes sense.
And it's common sense that this would be a good idea. You promise Valve that your game will not include illegal or infringing content, and your game will be consistent with your marketing materials. Game will be consistent with your marketing materials.
Okay. Now, I'm just gonna explain why he hymns, because there are a lot of games that just straight up lie. They just lie in the marketing. Just think of basically any game for mobile. Just think about that, and you got it. Yeah.
In our pre-release review, we will evaluate the output of
or even, because now I think about it, because I play a Blizzard game, Overwatch 2 actually promised that there will be a PvE, and there wasn't any PvE. that means they lied. So in the end of the day, I don't know if the rule will say, okay, Overwatch cannot be in it because they lied. Probably not, because let's be honest, they still want money. But technically, this should be the case.
AI generated content in your game the same way that we evaluate all non-AI content, including a check that your game does meet those promises. Live generated. Any type of content that's created with the use of AI tools while the game is running. In addition to following the same rules as pre-generated AI content, this comes with an additional requirement in the content survey. You'll need to tell us what kind of guardrails you're putting on your AI to ensure that it's not generating illegal content. So again, this is all about Valve making sure that they remove any legal liability for themselves.
Yes.
This is not really them approving or disapproving of any AI content. It's just them saying, we don't want to be accountable for this at all. This is a strong business move. Valve will use the disclosure in our review of prior to the game. We also include as much of the disclosure on Steam so customers can understand how the game uses AI. Secondly, we're releasing a new system on Steam that allows players to report illegal content inside of games that contain live-generated AI content. Using the in-game overlay, players can easily submit a report whenever they encounter content they believe should have been caught by the appropriate guardrails on AI generation. I'm going to be honest, guys, I think this is kind of a mistake, because people are going to keep using it whenever they don't understand what the what the actual rules are.
Yes, not just rules, just to be toxic. They just will read AI in some form and be like, no, I don't like this, basically this, so, yeah. Yeah.
So I think this is a mistake for them to do this, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I would assume they probably know it better than I do. I think Steam is very well run.
Yeah, and by the way, I also hope I'm mistaken, but I don't think so. After what I've seen on YouTube and on Twitter, I think Asmongold and me are right. I hope not. But, well, time will show.
So, I could be wrong about this. Today's change is also a result of us improving our understanding of the landscape and the risks in the space, as well as taking to game developers. And also, it makes a lot of sense because, so they originally talked about this in June. And back in June, almost all AI conversations were centered around things being derivative from copyrighted works. But since June, there's been a lot of other people who have developed their own AI tools that don't use any sort of illegal materials. Like a great example of this that's like kind of weird is, remember that girl Susu who created an AI to generate naked pictures of herself for her viewers on OnlyFans? And all of those, that AI tool was built by her. It was informed by her. So yeah, basically, the frame of reference that people looked at AI from 6 months ago was AI is parasitic and it takes copyrighted material and then it makes it its own. But now, as people's usage of AI has evolved, that is no longer the only cultural relevance AI has. And people are building like self-contained AI tools.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
That don't have these type of ethical problems. The only exception to this will be adult-only sexual content that's created with live-generated AI. We are unable to release that type of content right now, and we all know why. It's because people would release content with people that are underage. Everybody knows this. This is, of course, the right decision for Steam to make.
Makes sense.
It's taken us some time to figure this out. We're sorry it's made it harder for some developers to make decisions around our games. We don't feel like we serve our players by rushing into decisions that have this much complexity. Yes, I'm going to be honest, guys. This is such a great response. Like, this is so good. Like, actual, like, yeah, common Valve W, common Steam W, common Gavin W. There it is. Yeah, this is exactly the way that I think somebody should handle it. And so what did this individual say? Let's read what he had to say. Next 6 months, Valve said video games using machine learning code were being denied. Okay, so what's this person saying? Part of the blog. Who are they kidding with this? Valve's existing moderation is questionable at best. At time of posting, one of the store's most prominent sellers is a game about your fucking aunt and cousins, while another is an Alex Jones platformer.
I
What's
mean,
wrong
no.
with that? Fuck this guy. Yeah, fuck this guy.
Basically, yeah.
This guy's just trying to tell everybody else what they can and can't play. Fuck him. Like, why can't Alex Jones make a video game? Why can't you fuck your aunt and cousins in a video game? Why not?
My stand to it, Asmongold is correct about it. It's still weird. It's still weird, but he's correct about it. Why not? If you like those types of games, be my guest. But yeah, Alex, yeah, irrelevant, yeah. No, as he says, fuck this guy, yeah. No, 100%, yeah.
Do you think I don't think this guy has the moral authority to tell me what I can and can't play. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, true.
This is, bro, this is all like a fucking, how old is this guy? I have no idea. There's a 30-year-old hall monitor. If you don't watch it, if you don't want it, don't play it. What's wrong with you? He's a Nazi? I don't think he's he's not a Nazi. No, he's just an idiot. Bro, like, people really need to stop using that word.
Yeah, it just
I've
loses
I've tried to talk about this a lot. Nazis and like calling people Nazis, saying slavery, I really think it does a disservice to the horrors of slavery and the horrors of Nazi Germany.
Yep. He said it a bit differently than me, but this is the thing I'm always saying. The words just lose their worth. Before this entire thing, those words meant actually something. Right now they are so overused that it's a disservice to those very negative things that are actually done and exist there, and they are just, well, yeah, worthless right now. Not entirely, because some smart people actually still exists. A lot of smart people, just say it like that, or no smart people. No, I'm talking bullshit. Normal people. Let's say it, normal human beings that aren't actually effed in the mind. So yeah.
This guy wants to remove an incest game from Steam. Okay, it's not a big deal. He's a fucking asshole. I think he's totally wrong. But it's not a big deal, okay? They're expected to believe that just because developers have to promise to not include machine-generated content, they're going to adhere to that, and Valve is going to catch the offenders. Of course they're not going to. Of course there's going to be people that are going to put in content that shouldn't be there. That's why you have guardrails to hold them accountable. And how's the reporting system even going to work? Well, under legal uncertainties surrounding the tech still remain. This is a good point that he brings up. He's right about this. I think every single piece of machine-generated imagery in existence should be reported as illegal content. Am I supposed to just mash that button until it dissolves into dust? Well, this isn't even true. Like, and I know that this is the kind of stuff it's always sad to see a person like this. Why does a person do this? Why does a person say this? I don't understand. Because a lot of you guys know I just provided one example of somebody who has an AI image generation system that's not informed by copyrighted content. And also, like, I'm not even sure if I agree that using copyrighted content as a reference point to generate new content is copyright infringement. In fact, I think it's kind of not.
Yeah.
I really just don't think so. Like, just from a principle level, I don't think so. Because a lot of people trace things, a lot of people make work that's derivative. What's really
take Disney?
The fundamental difference here? Why is it a fundamental difference? I just don't agree with that. But even if I did agree with it, I would still acknowledge that this isn't even true. If you thought the Hawken reboot was bad, wait until every second-rate management, exploration, and survival strategy game is filled to the brim with machine-generated models and artwork, and you're talking to characters spewing machine-generated lines back at you, just like the machine-generated imagery itself. In 6 to 18 months, we're going to be up to our eyeballs in soulless derivative games full of crud smashed together with computerized casserole dish. Oh yeah? Well, where have we been for the last 10 years? Whatever floor we settled on with asset flips, we're going to be blast straight under it. It's going to suck. It is. And I think that he's definitely right about this, is that AI will open the floodgates for people to... this is a good one. I like this. AI will open the floodgates for people who shouldn't be able to make a video game. It will allow them to make a video game. And you know what else was an opening the floodgate situation? The internet. And that's why you're writing this article. You're writing this article because the internet made it to where anybody that wants to can write an article and express it out to the complete general public and have complete ownership of that distribution in a way that nobody had access to at any point in history before the internet.
Yep.
You had to get published in a newspaper. You had to have somebody put you on TV. Now you don't have to. And guess what? There are people who are going to read this article and they're going to choose to read and agree with what you say. And there's also going to be people that are going to read this article and think that you're fucking wrong. And isn't that a
True.
beautiful thing that the free market of the consumer gets to decide what they want to see?
Yes. Yes. As I actually always say, I quite like it if I get different opinions. Just because, yes, you can only learn from that. Of course, some opinions are just, well, total dog shit, let's be honest, but that's why you should actually ask the person about his opinion, because then you can decide if you actually wanna hear what they got to say, or if it's just batshit insane. And yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine.
And there is going to be a lot of slop. Because in my opinion, I think this article is slop. But I also wouldn't want to go back to the New York Times deciding which slop I get to read myself. Totally fucking right. He's wrong about everything. Except for this part. He's right about this. The question is, did ChatGPT write the article? That would be very poetic, wouldn't it? But I doubt that's the case. Journalism is slop because it's promoted to be in bad faith off the beginning. Not all the time. There are a lot of great journalists that try to do good work. I respect journalists a lot. I don't
I respect the journalists that actually try to give a fuck.
respect activists that pretend to be journalists. Steam loves exploring new territory in tech.
Yep.
And tech. Yeah, this is a great thing for Steam to do. I'm really excited to see this.
Nice. Well, I agree about a lot of things. Can't say any other thing. So, as it is, acolytes, good night.